The Chicago Cubs win their seventh straight game, defeating the Philadelphia Phillies 7-4. We're going to talk about Shota. We're going to talk about this offense. We're going to talk about how they are piecing this bullpen together right here on Cubs Daily. So, welcome everyone into today's show. If you guys are enjoying the content, please feel free to drop your comments down below. We're playing the 5 words or less game. So, for the game later on today, come back to this video, drop your 5 words to describe it. Whoever has the most votes is going to win for that day. At the end of the year, I'm going to give you guys a very, very nice gift card. So, again, Cubs win 7-4, extending their winning streak to 7 straight games. This team continues to find good ways. And you know what? Honestly, these past few games, the offense hasn't been completely there. They've had to find different ways to win, which is excellent to see on this run. 7 runs today is absolutely awesome, and they got the job done. But it was scoreless for the first 4 innings in this ball game. But the Cubs were applying pressure slowly but surely, inning by inning. Jesus Luzardo did have a pitch count that did skyrocket a little bit high. He has like I think he had like 70 pitches after the 3rd inning. And then again, Imanaga, he didn't have his sharpest stuff, but he created weak contact all night long, which again really accelerated his performance. I think he left the game in the 7th inning with less than 9 pitches. And it's just a good all around performance by him. The bullpen, they pieced together at the end. And then the offense, after that incredible at bat by Moises Ballesteros, and he's going to get his own segment here on the show. Um, that the offense got rolling. 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. That was all she wrote for this one. Nico Horner had a couple of hits, hit his 4th home run of the year as well. Uh, Suzuki, he also got off the schneid. Shout out to Seiya Suzuki getting a home run in this game, getting seeing that ball go over the fence. Really nice. 10-6 walk to strikeout ratio. I always love that when that happens. Who else played? I mean, a lot of people had hits. Carson Kelly, Michael Bush had a big hit in that 6th inning to get them to a 3-1 lead, especially after Kyle Schwarber came back and tied it. Bregman had a nice hit. Bregman and Happ both threw 2 walks. Happ also had a hit as well. Just a solid all around performance by this Cubs offense. Yeah, they weren't perfect with hitting with runners in scoring position, right? 2 for 14, 17 left on base. You don't like that, but I mean, you figure, right? The more you leave on base, the more runs you will score because if you keep leaving base, you're gonna eventually, push through that. But the runs really came late in this game. Honestly, if you're looking at the box score, again, we're gonna talk about him here in a second, but let's talk about Shota Ima Naga. My man was incredible tonight. All right, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1K, 1 earned run. Like I said, he didn't have his best stuff tonight in that sense of swing and miss. But again, pitching to weak contact. It was a solid temperature day. It was 69 degrees. It wasn't like freezing by the lake. But either way, he was able to keep the ballpark in the yard, except for Kyle Schwarber's one, of course. That was the only earned run. Scattered 3 hits throughout the innings, and he lowered his whip to .72. So I mean, Shota Imanaga is the player of this game because of the way he stifled his Phillies offense. Now, the Phillies offense kind of does it to itself right now because this is the 7th straight game they lost. I mean, they're gonna have to get off the schneid at some point. The Phillies are just too talented. Maybe too many injuries for them right now at this moment. But either way, Cubs are taking advantage, and you like to see it. Again, I also want to talk about Nico Horner's game tonight because I really thought he had a big impact in this game, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, 5 at bats, 2 hits, 2 runs, hit a home run. That was his only RBI as well. But honestly, it's more about the presence of Nico Horner in the lineup, right? That's why I was tonight, even on Twitter, I was like, I don't mind PCA batting ninth in this order if gonna have Nico backing him up, right? Like when you can't really like skip by Pete because you don't want to just go face Nico Horner, right, Mets? Just kidding. They also lost Harper today, so I'm sorry, Mets fans. But either way, you know, just I like that decision there, and especially with the lefty. Obviously, we know he struggles. Michael Bush is down in the order as well in that situation. But again, Michael Bush had got a big hit. I believe it was off a left-hander as well. So it's good to see him hit those at bats in those situations. But let's talk about the young kid. The young kid, Moises Ballesteros. This dude is unfazed. He's unfazed by the game. It's my favorite AB to watch on this team at the moment. Okay, when he looks up there, he looks confident. He swung and swung and missed at the first pitch tonight, but he didn't look like he was rushed or he was caught off guard. He looks like he just missed. He was a tad late on the swing, but he looked more like he just missed. And then again, he was down 0-2. He was down 0-2 in the AB, and he battled and battled and battled. And the pitcher did not want to give him anything to hit because he knows but Moises would have absolutely made contact with him, and they walked in the first run. Yep, they got out of the inning, so on and so forth. They tied the game, and then the next inning, Michael Bush put on two more, and then we popped on three more. So the offense just kept applying pressure, and the levee started to burst with Moises Ballesteros in that bottom half of the fifth inning, and it was kind of cool to see because generally speaking, Moises has been in the starting lineup because honestly, you face right-handers mostly, but then tonight, since it was a left-hander, Shaw was in the starting lineup. He also got a hit, ladies and gentlemen, and Boyce comes in for him. So again, they're playing really well off each other. It doesn't seem to be interfering with too much. Each guy does get reps during the game, which I'm okay with, which is exactly what I want to see as well. So just before we talk about tomorrow's game, ladies and gentlemen, again, please share your thoughts down below, 5 words or less. I just want to let everyone know that we are available on Apple and Spotify. Just head on over to your app there where you listen to your podcast and just type in Cubs Daily. Check me out on there. Go give me 5 stars, the whole 9 yards. I appreciate every single one of you. And again, if you're here on YouTube and you're new, hit that like button. Help that algorithm out. So, Boyd, Matt Boyd is returning to the mound tomorrow, looking to take a series victory from the Phillies. If we win tomorrow, I believe that'll be our third consecutive series win, which is excellent to see. Obviously, if we win as well, it's going to be our 8th win in a row. And just really, really good stuff from this Cubs team at the current moment. Kind of just overwhelming the opponents with runners in scoring position. And hopefully they can keep that going for Matt Boyd as well. So let's take a look at Matt Boyd. Again, he only had 2 starts so far this year. I believe he went 4 1/3 on opening day, and then he was able to give us 5 innings. The other time, 7 earned runs, 17 strikeouts, 8 hits, 1.179 whip. I do know that the first start was rough for Boyd, but then the second start was not too bad. The one against the Angels, he did really, really well. The Cubs got the win that day as well. So Boyd just hopefully he rears back up and he gets back into rotation because again, we could really use that healthy left arm. I don't need Matt Boyd to be the all-star he was last year, even though that would be absolutely fantastic. I just need Matt Boyd to be a stable arm in the rotation because that's just what we need. I need Assad or Colin Ray to kind of go back to that bullpen role. I would imagine it's going to be Javier Assad. Colin Ray has been unbelievable, and Assad has not been bad either, but I would just trust Ray more in this specific situation and call upon Javier Assad when we truly, truly need him. And I love Javier Assad, but I love Javier Assad for his role. I don't need Javier Assad to be our 5th starter at the current moment. So, and it looks like the Phillies are going to be going out with an opener. They're throwing our main man Kyle Backus. If you can kind of look at him here, that looks like a very fascinating delivery. Looks like it's going to come underhand there. He's already given up 2 home runs in only 6 and 2/3 innings of work. He has struck out 9. His ERA plus does roam just a little bit below what you want from him. So, hey, maybe the Cubs can kind of get in and really, really tax this Philly bullpen. You kind of saw it tonight as well. There was a lot of times they just left. What did they do? They brought the lefty in for Pete Crow Armstrong, but Nico Horner's batting behind him, right? Like again, I think the Phillies bullpen was kind of taxed, and they're just kind of throwing out whoever they can to eat up the innings. And the game they had a chance to tie it in the ninth, no doubt about it, but the game just kind of eventually got away from them on that sense. Cubs careers. Let me take a look here. Um, the career batting averages, 4 guys. Again, the Cubs don't really have a lot of experience. Horner is 1 for 1 so far with 2 RBIs. Suzuki has 2 ABs. He's hitting 500. Swanson does have a hit, so we have seen him before. I can't imagine he's gonna do all too much though. And then Bohm hitting 667 against Matthew Boyd, he's got a 1344 OPS. Harper has 1,000 OPS over for Matt Boyd as well. Schwarber only has a 667 OPS. Again, very minimal ABs. So it's going to be very curious to see how these teams play in the first few innings of this game. Again, the left-hander does favor the Cubs, but I only imagine he's going to be in there for one inning, and then the Phillies are going to be throwing someone else. Again, I think they're just trying to string together this week because I don't think they're totally healthy in the bullpen and in the rotation. And neither are we. But we have to play the game. So again, Cubs get the win, going for the seventh straight. Again, after today's game, let me know your 5 comments for for the game later today. Come back to this video and check that one out. Okay. So I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon.